Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Celtics live post-game. Celtics take the dub against the Clippers. I've never been so happy to be up this late. We got a win to react to, a big win to react to. No Jaylen Brown, no Marcus Smart. No problem. Celtics take down the Clippers tonight. 119 to 115. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like the stream. If you're already subscribed, if you already like, share the stream around. Let's get some Celtics fans in here and let's react to that win. And without further ado, I got the Jack's Abbey Parquet, Pride and Parquet beer tonight for a victory. One small sip for man, and one giant gulp for a Celtics dub. Let's go. All right, so like I said, 119 to 115, Celtics win. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought that was heading in the wrong direction. For not the majority of the game, but for that first half, I was like, here we go. At least it's a Friday, but I'm staying up super late, watching this team get their doors blown in, and then we're going to have to go live after the game and sulk about it. Didn't happen. Didn't happen thanks to Jayson Tatum's 34 points, a couple big, I should say more than a couple big plays by Kemba down the stretch. But we got some chat to react to. First, let's get to the box score, and then I got a nice new feature for the stream. It's nothing special, but we are going to get to it in 1 second. But let's get to the box score. All right, so like I said, Jayson Tatum, 34 points tonight, 44% from the field. That's all right, but 50% from three, huge. He was 83% from the line, but 34 and 7 from him. The guy, I mean, I think I saw it on the broadcast. They said it was 3 straight games against the Clippers. Tatum's gone for 30+. That's a kid that doesn't give any, and he does not care who he's playing. Or I should say he does care, because if he's playing a good team, he knows he has to bring it. And if you watch that game and thought Jayson Tatum, got lucky. No, he was working. Defensively, offensively, Jayson Tatum came to play tonight, and damn glad he did. No Jaylen Brown, no Marcus Smart. Kemba Walker with 24 points. Kemba Walker started off pretty shaky. Pretty damn shaky, I'm not going to lie. I was like, and I tweeted out, I called a big game for Kemba. I wouldn't say I was right after this, but I think he had a couple big plays. But 24 points from him, 4 assists, and I feel like he missed his first 1,000,000 shots and somehow still ended up right around 50% from the field. The three-pointers, little iffy for me. But then, guys, the next name we're jumping to here, Carson Edwards. I see Veronica's in the chat. I know Veronica's pumped about Carson Edwards going off tonight. 5 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 5 from 3, 100% from the line for 16 points. 30 minutes played for our boy Carson, and he stepped up to the challenge. Like, I feel like, what was it, maybe late first quarter? I might have the timeline wrong here, but late first quarter when nothing was happening, Carson Edwards came down and was like, boom, boom, 2 threes. And I was kind of like, that gives me a little life here. You know what I mean? Nothing seems to be working. Carson Edwards comes down and drills him. Gave me a little life here. But let's move down. We still had a couple good games out of Grant Williams, Tristan Thompson. I think the highlights here are Kemba, Tatum, and Carson Edwards. I'll give credit to Robert Williams, too. He went in there and I think did pretty damn well. And I feel like that's just a norm for him now. It's weird that he just doesn't play some nights. But let's go move down to the Clippers here. Kawhi Leonard, 28 points. And yes, I know Clippers are going to say it. I know they're going to, no, we didn't have Paul George. We didn't have Paul George. Jaylen Brown's averaging more points than Paul George this year. Technically, statistically speaking, the Celtics had a bigger loss on their end than Paul George. Oh, but the Clippers didn't have Patrick Beverley. We didn't have Marcus Smart. What's your excuse? That was a game that both teams were missing crucial players, and it was a wash in my mind. But there's the box score. Let's get to some chat here. Actually, I did tease that we have a new sort of feature on the stream. You guys got to let me know if you like this feature, and then we get to chat, I promise. But let's see if we like it. Tonight's Celtics Live post-game player of the game is Jayson Tatum, 34 points, 7 rebounds. I don't know. I don't know if we'll keep this sort of scene or anything like that. I know I don't have my face cam on there, so apologies for you guys that like looking at me. But the player of the game tonight is Jayson Tatum. Let me know if you guys like that feature. I feel like it could be interesting because I don't want to give it to the guy that scores the most points every single night. I want to give it to the guy that means the most to the game, and I think no doubt it was Jayson Tatum tonight. But it'd be cool to kind of keep track of those player of the game awards on the stream and see who kind of gets the most notches this year. But let's get to some chat. Let's go, guys. Again, small sip for man. One giant gulp for a Celtics dub. Wongy's in here saying, let's go. Veronica's saying, hey, checking in. Donovan saying, should Carson get Teague's minutes? Yep. Yes. Yes, he should. After tonight, this is the thing. I don't know if Brad Stevens is going to pull this crap, but I feel like this is the type of game where now it's like, oh, Carson Edwards goes off, Brad Stevens like, just sit on the bench for the next team. I hope that's not the case, but I could definitely see it. But no, I think Carson Edwards had to have, and as of late too, has to be moving up the totem pole. If he's not, I don't know what games Brad Stevens is watching, because I know this is a huge one, right? But this isn't the first good Carson Edwards game we've seen. Veronica says, my pregame prediction was close, Celtics by 5. I probably didn't see the Celtics, and I mean, I always think the Celtics have a chance, but I probably wouldn't have, gun to my head, said the Celtics were winning this one tonight. But you, to call Celtics by 5 in a 4-point game, kudos to you, V. Gear says, let's go. Matthew Williams says, Carson Edwards and Jayson Tatum. That's the message. Let's not forget Kemba, guys. I know there's a hate Kemba crowd out there, but there was a few possessions, especially late in that game where Kemba had a couple pull-ups from the elbow and whatnot that were huge and so needed. So Kemba Walker's in that sort of 3 stars of tonight, too. AD says, let's go. Veronica says, Donovan, I said that too, and they both split them. Tommy saying, where are those trade Kemba clowns? Put a clinic on tonight. Also, fast PP looked good. Was not moving like he used to. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not holding anything against Pritchard tonight. You know, he was a positive in the plus-minus. He didn't seem to hurt them out there. He had that step back, but he didn't seem to hurt them out there. And it's kind of like, okay, you've been out for a while, right? And then you come in and play the Clippers. Like, I can see why he would have sort of a slow comeback, but I like that he came in and was playable. Does that make sense? Mamba says, finally. Nate saying, I have been advocating for Carson a lot like I was for JB, and maybe he has proven me right. I think he's proving a lot of people right in terms of give the kid a chance, right? And that's, I mean, I don't know what I said this year in this stream because I say a lot of stuff and forget it, but I know I said over and over again last year about Carson Edwards that he's the type of guy, especially when we were talking, they're playing Brad Wanamaker last year. Now it's similar with Teague. He's the type of guy that, okay, throw him in there and see if he's going to have a good night. If not, yank him out. You know what I mean? But at least he knows he's getting that shot every night and he won't feel the pressure of, it's my last chance. And I think that that's still a practice you could have with Carson Edwards. And not for nothing, I love when the kid goes off, but at the very worst, all this is doing is driving his trade value up. You know what I mean? And I'm rooting for the kid. If some team wants to make a move and get him, I feel like he's going to flourish somewhere because he can get so hot. Veronica saying, KJ predicted the Clippers win. What a loser. Oh, KJ. Jay says, Tatum owns LA. That was a roller coaster. That was a roller coaster of a game. I mean, I'm fine with the roller coaster as long as, you get off of it and don't throw up, which AKA the Celtics win. We come on here, it's a way different vibe. We're staying up late, watching the Celtics, and all of a sudden they lose. It's like, oh my God, not again. But not tonight. We don't have to worry about that tonight. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I see we have a lot of new people in the chat tonight. And if you're watching on Periscope or Twitch, get your butt over to YouTube. Nate says, love watching Robert Williams, Pritch, Semi, and Carson as of late. I'm getting, this is going to sound bad because I think he had a few good plays against Kawhi. I'm cooling off on Semi, right? I think he's coming back down to earth. But Robert Williams, Pritchard, and Carson have been spark plugs for me. And I'm not really trying to, crap all over Semi there, but I do think he started the season hot, thought he was going to be a staple to the bench, and now it's kind of like you don't know what you're going to get from him. But Robert Williams, I'm starting to feel confident every single night, being like, you know what you're getting. Pritchard, you knew what you were getting before the injury. I hope it's the same case. And then Carson Edwards, if he keeps playing like this, that'd be great. Gear says Carson's ability to get open and hit 3 shots without the ball hit the shots without the ball makes him better than Teague. Yeah, I will say, I don't think he can, and I hate to give Jeff Teague credit, but I think with the ball in hand, Jeff Teague's probably a little bit better in terms of getting from point A to point B. Now, the thing with Jeff Teague is once he gets to point B, how about putting the ball in the hoop instead of, bricking it off the rim? That's a whole nother story, but I think we'd be lying if we said, oh, Carson Edwards, way better ball handler or, knows how to work the pick and roll better. But with Pritchard and Kemba, knock on wood, staying healthy, and then Marcus Smart coming back too, I don't think you're going to need the ball handler role as much, whereas you want that shooter or that scorer. Veronica says that Hardenish step back from Pritchard, it was nice. Sweet says Tatum 100% in his bag, locked out Kawhi and didn't let off a single ounce. Didn't let off of offensive single ounce. Yeah, and didn't we... Okay, am I going crazy that when the Celtics played the Clippers last time, or maybe it was in the win, not the overtime loss, the double overtime win or whatever, I may be confusing these two, Tatum covered Kawhi, and Kawhi didn't score in the last, 8 minutes or something, and Tatum dropped 15 on Kawhi. It was something like that, something crazy, and I feel like it didn't happen tonight. Kawhi had a lot of clutch shots, but Tatum, when it counted, he stepped up. Even when he threw the ball away, and I was like, there goes the game, Tatum went and got it back, and then Kemba made the shot. It was great. Great. M's checking in saying LFG. Veronica saying I've been campaigning for Edwards. He's got it in him. I know you have. That's the great thing about these streams. And I'm going to give this stream credit because I love to read all chat, right? People in here like Jay, like Wongy, like Gear, these guys that have been in here for years, they make their claims in these streams, and I don't forget the claims, mostly because you guys keep saying it over and over again, so I can't forget it. But and it's different than joining like a massively big stream where you could say, hey, go Carson Edwards, and no one cares. You say, I at least read the chat, and I love to get to know the take behind the name, if that makes sense. Like I know Jay at this point is a guy that just loves Brandon Clark. He loves him. But that's what I love. Wongy saying Lemba. Kemba proved the crowd wrong tonight. I hope people see that because he did look bad for a stretch, but I hope people see what he did in some of those crunch time situations. Sweet saying Kemba going bug fuck. What is that word in the half to get the get out steam? I don't know what the hell that sentence was, but I'm hoping it's just because your fingers are jittery from the win. You are on cloud nine. I know it. I can tell. Let's go Celts. Wongy says Kemba shows he's ready to grind it out 1,000,000%. AD says if he can do that every other game, give me it. Andy Ice Game checking in on Twitch says, yo, dude, Greg saying this is college Edwards we were looking for. And they said that he made his first three. And I think it was Richard Jefferson was like, hey, if anyone watched, March Madness a couple years ago. And I was like, did he just jinx him? But no, I think he called it. M saying Kemba with the mid-range redemption shot he missed against the Lakers. Love to see it. He had a couple of those. Jay says, no, Kemba slandered tonight. Looked good in the second half. He looked real good in the second half. If Kemba had a second half, or if he had a first half like he had in the second half, we're looking at a 30-point game from Kemba easily. Him and Tatum are going for 30 each. Kemba, if you look at that in the tale of two halves, you say, Sam Kemba, we've seen a couple games in a row now in the first half, and then all of a sudden it clicked. Now I'm hoping that maybe he just hit his stride, right? And all of a sudden that half carries over to the next game, and the next game, and the next game. We will see because, Kemba's had underwhelmed a little bit more than overwhelmed, I think, this year. Or I should say he maybe stayed neutral, but you don't want him to stay neutral. But that second half, I think, where he needed to make shots, he made them. Raisin saying, every time I hammer Grant Williams, he answers right back and shuts me up. I'm in the same boat. Are you kidding me? She shoots a three, midway shooting, and I'm like, what are you doing, Grant? He splashes it to, give them a lead, and I'm like, okay, good shot. I wanted you to shoot that the whole time. Jay says, bad news, we lost Tice. What's the verdict on that? We got an update? Gear says, after all those threes in the third, Tatum had the biggest smile on his face. I loved it. You could tell him and Kemba, and even Brown does it too. When Jaylen Brown looks like because Jaylen doesn't show emotion. Now, I know this isn't this game, but when he shows emotion and kind of looks happy, it's like, oh, this team is vibing. Kale saying, Time Lord hitting those mid-range speaks volumes about his growth. You know what it is? Even if he didn't make them, I'm glad he did, but the fact that he had like the confidence to shoot it in a huge game in a couple big situations shows that he's working on it. You know what I mean? Like, we see that out of guys. That's why I've always ragged on Ben Simmons. He never even has the confidence to try it in game. Whereas even Giannis, who was just as bad of a shooter than Ben Simmons, now is shooting threes. I don't know what rant I'm going on here. It's more or less like having the confidence to try it out in games. But anyways, Sweet says, Kemba has always been a second-half player. This is just an amplification of that game, and it is great. Yeah, the fact that he's able to turn it on when it matters most, and I know people won't agree with that after watching that Lakers game, but Kemba's career, he's made big shots. I mean, his name's Cardiac Kemba. I'm not breaking news here. Kale says he was very good in the clutch. Yes, he was. Sweet saying, yeah, boy. We got a bunch. Oh, so we like the player of the game. If you missed it, we flashed to this. I'm not going to give the whole rant again, but we flashed to this cutaway here, and we're going to give player of the games, and we're going to keep track of it. I'm thinking the chat here, you guys are going to have to keep me honest and keep track of some of these the records for player of the game, because all I know so far is Tatum has 1. And I'm going to lose track pretty damn quick. But maybe that's even something we can put on the slide there. Nate says it's dope. Greg says Grant Williams has been a great three-point shooter. Every time I see him shoot, I think it's a make. That's how confident I am in shooting. I'm not that confident yet, but the stats say that I should be. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know it. I've doubted Grant Williams plenty, and I think I want to see a little bit more before I'm fully like, let's go. But to be honest, like, the stats should say that when he shoots at 3, it's going to go in. I just don't. It just doesn't. I always think when he's shooting at 3, he might be taking it away from someone else, which, like I'm saying, stats would say that's the wrong approach. AD saying hot stuff. Kale saying good production value, a little harder to wank to. Wong, you saying JT top 5, JT top 5, JT top 5. He keeps playing like this. I don't know how you can argue it. Like, look at that game tonight. And this is going to ruffle the feathers of Clippers fans, but screw it. I'm not drinking a Clippers beer out here. He was better than Kawhi Leonard tonight. In my mind, by far. Some people are going to go, oh, well, Kawhi had, a double-double. It's like, okay, well, go take that double-double and sleep with it at night with your loss. Jayson Tatum was better than Kawhi, and people obviously think Kawhi's a top 5 player. So I don't think it's even that crazy to say Jayson Tatum's knocking on the door of top 5, because all he needed to do last year was do what he did in February and March super consistently, and then it's like, okay, well, he's kind of a bona fide superstar, right? Well, he's doing it now. Lonnie's saying he loves the feature. All right, guys, I love it. I think we'll get to that player of the game more often then. Grant had some big shots. Credit is credit. Yeah, I've always said that. I call it like it is with him, and I'm not going to rag on Grant Williams or fake hate on Grant Williams if he's killing it. Jay says, has Teague just lost all of his confidence? I hope so, because I need him to just not want to play anymore, because then Brad won't play him. I'm over him. Kale says, character building win, great third quarter, 100%. Sweet saying, with Carson and fast PP, there's no reason why we have Teague at all. Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. Kale saying, Pritchard played amazing. Greg saying, drunk off of 4 Loko and Bud Heavies. That what I like to see. All right, that's a wild combo, but I kind of respect it. Good thing it's not the old 4 Lokos, those ones that like instantly became illegal for how much shit they had in them. But all right, shout out to Greg. I like to think of Greg just mixing 4 Loko and Bud Heavies, which, excuse me. Kale says Carson and Pritch are bench guards. It's got to be. I think Carson Edwards is earning his spot. He has to be, right? He has to be. I know I'm catching, guys. I am catching up on comments. I promise. With Carson shooting and PP's playmaking, T is completely useless. Agreed. M saying I love gun to my head scenarios. I'm not gonna lie. As I said, gun to my head this stream, I was like, I feel like I'm saying that a lot in streams lately. You just proved that out. I'm sorry. I'll stop saying it. Greg says it's bad. Is it bad that I'm more confident in Grant hitting threes than Kemba? I mean, again, the stats would say otherwise, but I'm still more confident in Kemba. But I hear you. Vintage Kemba from AD, hoping he's really back. I hope he's back too. I hope that's what we're going to be getting. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that's what we're going to be getting from Kemba for the remainder of the year. All right, here we go. I'm going to kind of run through these so I catch up on chat. Kale says Kemba was notoriously unclutch in Charlotte. He played great in the clutch tonight. Yeah, I know, but I think he's also had the clutch stigma. So unclutch in Charlotte, like, that means nothing to me, because how often was Charlotte in necessary clutch situations, and how much did it matter? You know what I mean? So I hear you, but I think that Kemba has that sort of maybe it's a weight that he has to carry, that he's like the clutch cardiac Kemba guy all from college, And I think he's rising to the occasion. Greg says, no way, I think he's better shooter, but Kemba hasn't been great, and Grant has been great on threes. Yeah, like I said, the stats would prove it. Bunk says, man, with Carson and fast PP balling this hard, Carson's shooting and PP's playmaking and handles, no reason to have Teague. Agreed. Guys, I'm seeing a lot of new names in here tonight. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the stream. I'm going to retweet it again, get some more new names in here. But we're going to keep flying through the chat. Literally, you guys realize that I say I'm going to catch up on chat. I read 3 chats and get sidetracked. Hey, I'm all over the place tonight. I'm like overtired, but I could also run 10 miles. That's not true. I could probably run half a mile right now really solidly just because I'm so pumped up. Jay says, Kemba played well. Credit is credit. Knee is still something I'm concerned with. I think that's fair, yeah. Kale says, too soon to trade team contractually. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. If it's not, get him out of here. Kale says, won by 18 in the 30. Yummy. Jay says, I have no trade Kemba and Lonzo slander as long as he's healthy. I know it. I know. Veronica says, Kale, as 45 minutes ago, we can, but who wants him to make him and he makes what, 2.5? Yeah, I don't think he wants anyone. Let's see. Bunk says he don't pass that point. He just sit there doing nothing. Yeah, I agree about Teague. Jay, and again, I'm flying through these comments, so sorry if you guys think I'm blowing your comment off by just responding quickly. Jay says, what was the point of drafting Nesmith if he won't play? Might as well trade him if Teague plays. No, because Nesmith's still sort of the project, you know what I mean? Kawhi is not the super lockdown guy he used to be. Compared to a lot of guys in the league, he still is, but I hear you, because I think he's focused a lot on his offensive game, which he's still an amazing two-way player, but he isn't just a guy that gives 150% on defense now, because he has to give that on offense. Kale says, here's my worry, and sorry to bring down the vibe. Uh-oh. It seems like we play to our competition, and when we play down to teams, we lose. We stand up for these statement games, though. Yeah, the one thing I've always said to that is, who are you playing in the playoffs? You're playing the good team, so I hope that that's the case. But I hear you. Celtics have done that for, I feel, years now, and I don't know what that is. Is it a Brad Stevens thing? Is it being led by young guys? I don't know. Veronica is so glad to see it was Tice's right knee and not his left. Yeah, what do we got on that? Did we get an update on Tice? Gear says I'm all in on Vukovic. I mean, what do you go for 42, 43 tonight? Career high? Woo. I'm getting sold by the minute on him. Jay Caesar says, for the record, I never hated Kemba. I was just always concerned since the bubble in the knee. I know, you're good. Tommy's saying this win is great, but it's time to string some wins together. Great point. Our defense was insane in the third. Yes, they were missing shots, but we looked good on D. You need to capitalize on this win, because the Celtics, if they lost this game, were what, 11-10? Do I have that right? That's scary. 12-9 looks a hell of a lot better. 13-9, all of a sudden you're moving in the right direction. It's important to string some wins together here. Wangi says, there's potential on this bench, but getting people minutes is always going to be the problem. Yeah, because I don't know if anyone separates themselves as much as they should. And it goes back to the role conversation. Jay says, just hope his knee doesn't slow down in the playoffs and beyond. I hope so, too. I hope that they manage that correctly. Bunk saying, with luck, when Kemba's got to be taken off from fatigue on his knee, we can have Pritchard or even Carson to take some of the load while he rests. I read that terribly. I read that like a 5th grade reading level, but I got the comment. I agree. Veronica says, just soreness, and it's not his problem. He should be back soon, I think. Okay, good. Wangi says, invest in Robert Williams. Totally. Jay says, next game, future Celtics, Spider Mitch. I love him. I don't know if that would, if they'd pull that off, but I do really love Donovan Mitchell. Bunk says, I really got to start running back some Tice slander. I was so happy with him in the stretch. He's been playing, what is that, 3 games now. He's probably averaging like 13 points, 8 rebounds. Like, I'll take it. AD says, remember when they told us Ben Simmons was better than Jayson Tatum and Brown? I remember. Kale says, the thing about TT is that he missed the bubble, didn't play meaningful ball for ages. Yeah, I think he's starting to hit his stride. You're right. Bunk says, I agree with Kale. Just took me a while to come around. Feels like it's been incremental. Jay says, not sold on Grant, but good game. Exactly. Kyle saying, what's going on, Ev? What's going on, Kyle? Dean says, Ev, we should be 3-0 on this trip. We should. That's the point of moving forward now. We got to string some wins together here. Jay says, why isn't Jason in the MVP convo, but Luka is? Yeah, Luka, who's, has his team at like 2 and 600,000 right now, record-wise. Ugh. But I don't know. I don't know if people are going to win. Like, honestly am not watching this year. I don't think I'm taking Luka over Tatum right now, but I don't know if we're going to win other fans, like, non-biased fans over. I don't know why, because I think Luka just doesn't seem like the teammate he was. He's still putting up numbers, but that's only goes so far. Tommy says how we feel Brad managed this game. Started with Grant and got destroyed in the first. Went with the 3-point guard lineup, JT and a big. Last stream we were giving Brad some shit. I think he deserves some praise. I think we can give Brad praise. But okay, now hear me out, Tommy. Do we give Brad praise here, or is it like, okay, you did what you're supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, I know that's kind of like, oh, now you're picking and choosing when you get to talk about him. But I didn't see, like, extreme coaching from Brad Stevens this game, so I think he was good, didn't do anything bad. Like, I think it helped that Jayson Tatum went off for 34, Kemba Walker had a bunch of clutch shots, and then Carson Edwards, we gave the opportunity, made some shots. So I think we can give Brad praise, but I don't want to be like, oh, my God, he completely outcoached Tyronn Lue. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I can step on an ant, too, if I want to. But I think that yeah, we can give Brad some praise. I'll be honest. Jay says Tatum is better than Luka. Yeah. Veronica says, well said, knocking on the door, top 5. Yeah, I'm not ready to just be like, oh, Jayson Tatum's top 5 player, because he probably just isn't yet. You know what I mean? But if he stays consistent, he's knocking on the door. Bunk says Tatum iced Kawhi out multiple times, and even if Tatum's defense on him was 100%, he outplayed him on every possession. True. Dean says TT played great minutes on this trip. I think he showed a lot. I think he definitely was like, okay, you know what? I am a guy that can totally contribute, and I'm worth the signing. Jeff Teague, on the other hand, I think he proved himself the opposite direction this West Coast trip. Nick says the signing Jeff team seems more so now that they expected Pritchard and Edwards to do this. They signed Thompson for 2 for his huge impact. Teague more so that he can develop. To help develop, and he's done that. I guess if we want to we don't know that, though, but I hear you, because if they sign Teague for the veteran guard vibe rather than the, hey, contribute off the bench vibe, then that's working for Carson and Pritchard, I think, if we want to draw the line between those two. So I hear you, but I think, I don't know. If that's the case, I'm fine with it, but I think Jeff Teague, the amount that he's been playing, we want to see him contribute more. You know what I mean? He's not just like Udonis Haslem sitting back and mentoring, and Miami just forgetting he's on the payroll. Wong says, shout out to Thompson and Grant for hitting those free throws. I know. That was 4 points right there that were like, yikes. But he made them. Veronica, skip my comment about the All-Stars from bad team. I must have missed it then. If you want to ask it again, go for it. I must have missed it. I thought I was hitting every comment right now. Kemba shows up in the fourth quarter. Yes, he did, Jason. Kyle saying Carson is performing for that trade. AD says, really want Romeo to come back and give me something, at least on defense. I do too, to be honest. Dean says, got to give Edwards some run. He can fill it up in quick and spurts. M says, keep saying the gun to my head. Just noticed that you like to use it. I don't even know if I like to use it. I don't even know if I like to use it. I just use it. Bunk says, hey, Ev, you got a donation up for your stream. I want to throw you a little something for this great production, dude. Hey, man, just subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Keep coming back for these. We'll hopefully get some sort of donation and whatnot. But as of right now, guys, I don't ask for anything from you guys other than to come in and comment and make coming on here on the mic easy. So, Bunk, I truly, truly appreciate that. Maybe, sometime soon in the future. But if you just subscribe to the channel and keep tuning in and whatnot, that's enough for me right now. But I really, 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 really do appreciate it, man. Raisin says, how about that third quarter? It was amazing. Veronica says, I was watching the Suns tonight and thinking the same thing about playing to their comp, but I don't feel like that's what I see with the C's. Greg says, is there any way you can trade Teague for Drummond in a trade and add a couple picks as well? I mean, I would do that if you could. M says, as soon as Teague gets the ball at 3, he looks so uneasy and is ready to pass. Think he has lost his confidence. He also just doesn't shoot it at all right away. He gets it, and if he pump fakes, he's like, and then, it's like, okay, now he's going to do cool dribble moves and spin. But, yeah, I don't know. Orlando could use a guard with Fultz out. Teague, maybe. I don't know how anyone looks at what Teague's done so far and says, okay, we're gonna play him, unfortunately. Raisin says, maybe Carson could be our Tyler Hero. Maybe that spark plug. I think Tyler Hero, I know I like to hate him because he's a Heat and he killed us last year, but Tyler Hero is going to be really good. Bunk says, Neesmith would be a G League dude this season if it was possible, so we're having a sneak him in against bad teams. It sucks, but it is what it is. That's fair. Greg says, I'm not sold on Neesmith. Don't like the pick at all. Wish they traded for someone. Got Halliburton, and I know you're a Halliburton guy. I do. Yeah, I think you give Neesmith a little bit of time. I know he hasn't worked out right away. And then you have a guy like Pritchard that's like, oh, he's working out right away. What the heck? But as crappy as it is, I just think you have to give Nesmith a little bit of time. You know what I mean? So I guess we got to be patient with him, especially when, we're beating the Clippers without Jalen, without Smart. I don't know if it's the rag on Nesmith time, but I do hear all the Nesmith sort of, was that the best pick? Because you see guys around the league that are making impacts right away. Kale says, seems unlikely the Magic will give up Vus in a TPE if he's playing that well. Yeah, I mean, unless they just want to completely, sell house and say, okay, let's rebuild, let's figure it out. But if he's playing well, it's going to make it a lot harder to trade him. Or to trade for him. Wongy says, to be fair, Kawhi nearly took his eye out. And it was a red eye, right? Like, we saw it. It was kind of, I hate eye stuff, guys. Oh, that's like, I have one phobia in my life, and it's thinking about getting poked. Like, can't talk about it. But it's the truth. Greg says, Celtics should never pick at 12 to 15. They always blow it. Jason says, Brad did a great thing managing Jason's break. He did. I'll give Brad credit there. When Tatum would come out, it was like before it was too late. Like we see before, battled through that one. Before Tatum, was out for too long and they just blew the game away, Tatum was back in there. I was like, okay, Brad, you got this. Kale says, we have a great core to work around. We need Ainge to stand up and move some pieces to fit that core. Agreed. Let's see. Hope Edwards plays more. I'm a fan from Saudi Arabia. Shout out to Saudi Arabia there, and I am a fan of Edwards as well. I know Veronica's in here, a huge fan, and some others are fans in here. Veronica's saying Vucevic is a bona fide year in and year out all-star, won't be cheap. Yeah, I think they're going to have to give up a lot, but I think he's proving that he might be worth it. And I think on this stream was when I came to terms with, okay, he's a beast. Because I was kind of like, okay, we'll see. But now I'm in on him. Greg says, can't blame Luka. LMO, it's Porzingis. Guy has sucked and can't play a lick of defense. I guess, yeah. I mean, I wasn't trying to rag on Luka, but I'm just saying, compared to Tatum, I'm not taking him over him this year. Bunk says, Brad has to encourage PP to shoot because he was nervous about going against the Clips. Yeah, in his first game back too. So I'm not a malcontent when it comes to Pritchard in that game. I think he went out there, didn't hurt them, and looked all right. Greg says, Luka's still a certified stud. Can talk shit about him. He's still great. Yeah, I am not really. I don't. If it came across like I was hating on Luka, I don't. Like, I like Luka. Love that precious PP. Yep. Jay Caesar says he did what he's supposed to do. Totally. Kale says Stevens came out fierce, got that tech, had some smart timeouts. We've been rolling back down the hill. Yeah, I think it was a good game from Stevens. Jay says because that starting lineup was laughingly, he's lucky guys had bailed him out. Greg says if Tatum's top 5, you beat the King. Sorry, I love him, but he ain't top 5 yet. He's not there yet. Yeah, I don't think he's top 5 yet either. I think he's right there, though. I think he's right there. Jay says Jaylen Brown is also definitely a top 15 player as the knee clearly bothering in the last 3 games. Yeah, I think Jaylen is top. I don't know. I don't even know where to place Jaylen right now because I don't know if he's going to keep averaging 26 plus. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm ready to give him my Jaylen Brown. I think he's an all-star this year, and I love Jaylen. You guys know that. But I'm not sure exactly where he is, if that makes sense. On that money says Teague should be a D, not DNP when Marcus Smart comes back. I don't think I could disagree with that. I think I'm in on that. Tommy says that turnover by JT and then the steal by JT. Kemba step back, put us up by 1, had me going crazy, about to slam my TV 1 sec, had me celebrating. I know. I was like, oh my God, no, yes. And then I saw Kemba shoot it, and I was like, please. So many emotions. Evan brings up a good point. Great first name, by the way. Evan says Tatum is great, but still needs to work on getting the line more. I think that's okay. That if there's one knock, and I hate to knock Tatum right now, but he goes up to the hoop, and I'm being completely honest, he goes up to the hoop, like either shooting that floater or kind of moving away from the hoop or to the side. I'd love to see him take it to the body in front of him, get fouled, and hopefully finish. And I'm only saying that because we've seen him do that so much before. You know what I mean? It's not like it's out of his character at all, or out of his ability, I should say, to be able to finish through contact, but I don't know if he does it yet. So I think it's a good point. Veronica says off topic, but Beal missed last year because they had a bad record. So I don't want to see All-Stars from Miami being well under 500 at All-Star break. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. You know, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm maybe now taking this off in a completely different direction, but All-Star seems like it's the just the stats speak for it, but like it's I feel like if you're on a good team, like your stats are going to look a little bit different. You know, like any rookie can go to a terrible team where no one cares or anything like that and drop 25 a game. But rookies come into Boston or something and they score like, you know, hypothetically like 18 points a game or something. It's like, that seems like that's almost like 30 points at another team. I don't know. Am I going crazy? Jason says, I'll give through the Cash App. Guys, I guess, I mean, if you want to donate, like that means literally the world. Like if you guys want to figure out a way to donate, I think maybe we can figure it out for next stream. I know that I've looked into like donation buttons and whatnot, but I'd rather everyone head over and just subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's all I'm asking for now. You know, maybe someday, maybe sometime in the near future, whatever, we can set up donations and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, if there's one way you want to give back to me right now, which I don't expect it, I'm not asking for it, but if you do, you can just pick up a shirt on GuyBostonSports.com. Just go to the link in my bio, go to Guy Boston Sports. We have Celtics shirts, we have everything. And that way, I guess, you know, you're technically giving money, but you're getting something in return. I mean, I don't know. Am I an idiot to tell you guys that? Like, oh no, don't give me money. Like I enjoy doing the stream. I think the best thing that can happen is you guys come on and chat, and then it makes this job totally easy. You know, if I was talking to no one, we wouldn't even be here. So as long as you subscribe to the channel, like the stream, keep coming back for other post games and whatnot, that's worth more than money to me. As corny as that sounds. Jay says, I'm excited for Romeo for some reason. I like his potential if he could stay healthy. A lot of people in these streams lately are excited for Romeo. I hope he is. Raisin says, really wish Neesmith could develop and take some of Semi's minutes. Same with Romeo when he's healthy. Romeo, if he does what people are thinking he's going to do, he will take Semi's minutes. He will. But I don't know if he is. Like, we need to see that. Boost Edwards trade value and Tice. Yeah, Jay. Veronica saying Vooch 33 tonight. Yeah, it was huge. Huge. Veronica saying good night, everyone. Top 10, Tatum and Brown. Yeah, I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer, guys, but I'll stay on here for just a little bit and catch up on some comments, but it is late. At least it's a win. After a win, I feel like I could do this all night long. I have like 8 more of these. Only bought a 4-pack. Literally impossible, but hey, you didn't know that. I could have said 8 and stuck with it. Bunk says it's going to be a long time until Neesmith can take Semi's minutes. May not happen this season. He may be gone by the time that happens. Neesmith is a major defensive liability. Yeah, he looks slow on defense. The offense seems like it's maybe creeping in the right direction, but he's not ready yet. Mark says the team only had 6 turnovers. Is that right? The team only had 6 turnovers? The Celtics only had 6 turnovers? Wow. I'm just going to trust it. I'm not going to fact check it. I'm just going to trust it. Greg says, I know I DM'd you about Drummond in the second-round pick. I would do that yesterday. I want him so bad. Yeah, I mean, if that's the asking price, sign me up. I think I responded to you with that, right? Like, I don't think if that's the price and all you have to talk about is money to get Drummond, I think I'm in. I think there's better options out there, but if that's the easy move, I think you can at least strongly consider. Raisin said, I would never thought they would go out on the road to L.A. without JB and pull off a dub. And smart. Mike says, trade Kemba for it. Nope. Hey, Mike. We said no trade Kemba talk tonight. He had a very, very good second half, a crucial second half. Not hearing it tonight, Mike. Not hearing it. Wong, he says, what was Rob's shooting numbers? Rob was 5 of 8 from the floor, 62%, 0 of 1 from the line. 62% from Rob. 62.5. Let's round up, 63. Kale says, if Drummond gets the buyout, I think he's a lock for Brooklyn. I would also prefer to see the Celtics go for a proven young big if we could. Yeah, I think Drummond going to Brooklyn is a strong possibility, and I think that would be huge for them. Jay says, if Tatum got to the line more, he'd average 35, literally. Tommy says, you hear about that KD situation? Crazy. Yeah, I kept up with it a little bit. I don't really know what's going on. But, you know, he had an inconclusive result or whatever, came back to the game, then had to leave in the third quarter. Whatever it was, wild. I'm interested to go read up more on that. Bunk said, I also like to sneak in that hilariously long-range rebound Pritchard grabbed because, holy shit, that was awesome to see. Kale says, Tommy, what happened? Has his contract taste into inconclusive or something? Yeah, well, if we got any KD updates, drop them in the chat. KD, look at that. Says, we should be slightly more afraid of the Sixers this year. Slightly more. No. I've said it before. The Sixers are the real deal. And if the Sixers go and get JJ Redick or they get someone else too, the Sixers are going to be even more scary. Now, they're still beatable because I think they have some flaws, but that's a good team. And I think their biggest upgrade overall was Doc Rivers. Like, I think people have underestimated what he's done for that team. Definitely we should be more afraid of them this year. And anyone be like, oh, don't be afraid of a sports team. It's sports. You don't even like play. Okay, all right, then we should be worried, or I don't know. So is DeMarco the burner of Teague or what? Just seems like it. I think he will talk. I think he'll shit about Boston when he leaves. Maybe. Yeah, Dean says Time Lord has gone good minutes in the fourth. Yeah. Veronica's easiest for YouTube donations is the super chat thing. Yeah, I don't think I even have that set up. Do you guys see that in the chat? Or do I... Maybe the channel's not big enough yet to be able to do anything like that. Again, the donations... I'll figure out a way to set it up if you guys really feel the need to donate. But I don't expect it. I like you guys just subscribing to the channel, coming in and tuning in. Romeo has 6 weeks at most left on the Celtics. Oh, is that right? That's what you're thinking, V? AD says 6 turnovers, not my Celtics. Kale says team also only had 1 block. We're averaging 5.4. Jay Caesar says thanks, great stream, Ev. Guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm gonna catch up on comments here, but we're starting to wind down the stream. M says I will be keeping tabs on who you name player of the game. That it will be huge. I'm not kidding when I made the joke that I'll quickly forget like how many guys have won player of the game, at least in our stream. And again, I want to make it interesting. So just back to this slide. I know we only have a few probably people hanging around here. I don't know if you caught at the beginning. We have this new player of the game scene that we have. What we're going to be doing is giving it to the guy that didn't necessarily have the most points. Obviously, it's Tatum tonight, but the guy that maybe meant the most to the win. Or the game. Should we only do it on wins? I don't know. We'll figure that out. But, yeah. Jay says, okay, boys, seize up. Have a great night. Have a great night, man. I just, like, tip my cap to him, like, respect. Tommy says, Romeo is, like, the complete opposite. Great defender with no shot. If he could score, he would be very good. Raisin says, I think the Celtics should hold on to Romeo, Neesmith, Pritchard, and Carson and Time Lord. I think these guys have a lot more to offer. They do have the ability to... They have the time on their side, right? Tommy says he's the opposite of Aaron. Kale says also Time Lord had only 2 rebounds, both offensive rebounds. Time Lord's given good minutes. We can say that. Sixers for me are the team to beat on the East to date. I think that it's probably Brooklyn. I don't know. I think by playoff time Brooklyn's going to have it all figured out. Probably have a couple more pieces, sadly. But I think right now the best team in the East might be, now if you're having Jaylen Brown, say Kemba steps it up, right? And starts doing what he's supposed to do, then I think, the Celtics, Bucks, and Sixers and Nets all could beat each other any given night. But right now, I think the Sixers are probably the most complete team, and the Nets probably have the most talent. And the Bucks, they're great, but they're a regular season team, really. Tommy says Katie was hanging out with someone that tested positive. That's why he had to come out. That's the strange. It's strange that the NBA did not know in time. Yeah, a little weird. Kale says, I don't think you're eligible for Super Chat yet. When you say it like that, that's mean. You're not eligible. Just say, I don't think you're there yet. But, yeah, I think you're right. That's why we got to get it eligible, huh? I got a lot to learn on the YouTube. Like I said, we've been doing this on Periscope forever, for a few years in a row now. Am I going to take a sip of this, or am I going to hold it in my hand forever? But we've been doing it on Periscope. Now we're just moving over to the YouTube territory, and I love it so far. No Super Chats yet, but those help a lot. Yeah, we'll have to look into it. I don't think we're there yet. DeMarco is actually Teague's middle name. Oh. Dean says, long week with C's on the West Coast. Better rest up. Teaching 3rd graders during a pandemic. Not easy. 10 p.m. tips make it tough. Wow. Dean, shout out to you for pulling that off. Bunk says, much love, Ev. Have a good night. Dude, yeah, Bunk, man, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you come back for more streams. I appreciate it. I appreciate getting the donation talk going and getting some of these other jamokes that check into the stream to consider it too. But, yeah, have a good night, man. Wongi says, check KD's tweets. I'm going to look up. I just went to check Kevin Durant's tweets, and all I searched on Twitter was Kevin. I mean, it actually worked. Not going to lie, it actually worked. Whoa. Oh, he is going after the NBA, huh? Let's look at this. Oh, that's his thing. All right. Sheesh. Free me. He's going after the NBA. Damn, Kevin Durant is taking it to it right now. Gear says, check DM. Oh, Gear. I'll pop this up. Tatum stands. Jalen is better. Truthers. Smart. Oh, the Me Too movement. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, guys. I know, Kale, I know you didn't mean it like that. Don't you worry about it. But guys, I'm gonna start taking down the turning down the stream or shutting down the stream, whatever I'm trying to say. Thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. Celtics dub. Now let's get some weekend rest here. Much deserved. Appreciate everyone tuning in for these late night streams. Makes it a lot easier. I say it every time. If I had to come on here at 1 a.m. and talk to nobody or talk to some boring people, you guys are legit. That makes it worth it. So appreciate you guys tuning in like always. And, we'll see you in the next one. But again, appreciate you tuning in. But